Nation.
Champions.
Welcome back to the channel. Okay. You know, obviously, we talk about Bitcoin on this channel.
A lot.
So today, we figured we should switch it up and talk about Bitcoin.
Some more.
Yes. You see, one thing that has been happening, obviously, is this. I mean, we've spoken about this ad nauseum. There is this concept, or if we can call it FUD, out there that Bitcoin is bad for the environment. However, that ignores the massive efforts that is being put in by various Bitcoin mining companies to ensure that the energy they're using is cost efficient. Let's begin there, because realistically, it is about profits first. Now, if you're trying to get the most cost efficient source of energy, obviously, the resources of fossil fuels will probably be cheaper because humans have maximized the production, right? The efficiency in production of this sort of fuels. However, when we're talking about cost efficiency and environmentally friendly,
ESG style.
ESG style, as you know,
BlackRock,
the world largest asset manager with over some $1 trillion in assets under management.
Boom, you said it right.
They will call it ESG. Now, with that in mind, okay, when we look at how Bitcoin mining itself works, we understand that if you can get the most efficient source of energy, then your profits are maximized.
Is there
In the process itself, because you use less energy and you get to keep more of the reward. So what we're looking at here now on the screen, you see Bitcoin mining company had to bid for natural gas power plants and Bitcoin facility. I don't see the same energy pushing this sort of narrative like they do when they're trying to bring Bitcoin mining down.
You're right.
What are your thoughts on this, Double Up?
Oh man, my mind is like bubbling with so many ideas of things to talk about. It's no joke, right? Money, as we know it, right, comes for the creation or the consumption of energy, right? In the fiat world, even though with the printing of that paper money, right, there is serious consumption of energy, crude, natural energy, name it, just for us to get that value of money that we use.
Yes.
Right? And nobody seems to talk about that. But when it comes to Bitcoin, though, just the fact that you're just using just one form of energy, they've made a big issue out of it.
Yes.
But the reality, though, is that those that actually want to be profitable in this better form of money actually makes it for a better solution for the environment.
Right.
Because you're using natural source of energy that would have been otherwise consumed in a bad form.
Yeah.
To create renewable energy that also creates money. Boom. Can you beat that?
You cannot beat it. Just like we cannot beat the fact that Earth is going to hell in a handbasket. Okay? Because it is extremely hypocritical when you look at how these things are placed and coming about. Let me explain what I mean here. Just like you explained, you have these people pushing this idea, this concept that Bitcoin specifically will spell the end of
The
world as we know it. However, the same group of people consume more energy than Bitcoin. If you look at wars, for example, when you look at the private mass transit that these people engage in, whether it's yachts, ships, etc., private jets, right? I think we can all agree that this is more problematic. Listen, society can choose to ignore it and try to argue things that are just points that you're trying to parrot. But if you use your brain for a second and just do some logical thinking,
So use your brain for a second.
hey, you will see that you and your Toyota Corolla or Camry or even your Range Rover
Or your Tesla.
is not problematic. Okay. Well, I guess you could say it's problematic in the sense that because we are consuming these things, this now requires for the production of it to continue.
We have to consume
Right.
it to actually access money.
Yes. But the reality of it is these things cannot be terminated completely.
No, they can't. We need the balance.
Yes. Finding that sort of, what would you say, aggregate efficiency.
Boom, you were going to make a book about that, bro.
I'm still working
We're
on
back
that.
to it.
I actually have quite a bit of pages already written up on that.
Boom.
thing.
I love that.
But wherever that document is now. But I'll find it. It's somewhere in the OneDrive.
OneNote.
Right?
This is our OneNote.
It's in OneNote?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. But, look, I think that this is speaking to the power that Bitcoin has. Okay. It is, at least the participants in the space are working to ensure that they're meeting this sort of goals, right, of cleaner energy. I'm not saying that climate change is not real. I understand that we want to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases, etc., etc. But we have to go about these things in a reasonable manner.
Don't
instead
kill
of-
the cows.
Yeah, instead of picking one thing and just how would you say, vilifying that
Yeah.
one item.
Yeah.
Because then that now exposes the clear agenda that you have these people who are in, let's call them traditional financial institutions that are targeting and manipulating the perception of what is, because they feel threatened by Bitcoin, which is the reality of it. And we'll talk more about that stuff later on.
Yep.
Your thoughts on this one, below?
So I'm reading this article again, and it said that once this project is completed,
Yeah.
40 megawatts, 40 megawatts, right, dedicated into Bitcoin mining. This is way better, as a matter of fact, than those big fat bank buildings that you see in the cities all over the place.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, they're taking up space. Lately, there's nobody in those buildings. Citibank is
Yeah,
having to
yeah.
Citibank having to fire thousands
Yeah.
of people.
Now they're trying to force people back into the office.
Yeah.
It's not environmentally friendly for all of us to be driving to the office every day.
No, it's not.
I thought we were trying to stop this. Imagine how many cars are not driving right now because people are working remotely.
Yeah.
So now we go back into the office,
Decentralizing the use of power.
right? And imagine the amount of pollution now if we all go back into the office. It's kind of like the paperback thing, right? And this is how if you've not heard about the paperback situation, if you remember, plastic bags were something that and plastic cups and all of these things was something
The
that
creation of plastic in the
we got, as a society, we got slapped over the head repeatedly, saying that these plastic bags are not safe for the environment. It's causing all sorts of havoc, etc., etc. So we started switching over to some things that are more, how would you say, climate friendly, in the form of paper bags instead. But you see, now that we're back to paper bags, it now strikes our mind back to a point where we were fighting to stop using paper bags because it meant cutting down so many trees. So we went from, we're wrecking the environment by cutting down all of these trees. Let's switch to paper bags. Went to paper bags. Oh man, this is horrible for the environment. It's killing everything. Let's switch this. And then we went back to paper bags. But we are back to plastic bags as well. It's okay for you to get a plastic bag if you pay
$5,
a
5
few
cents.
extra cents.
Yeah.
So if it's profitable, it's not damaging the environment.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of, how would you say?
Kofofones going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's quite a situation that we're in. But we would like your thoughts on this. Do you see the same things that we see? Maybe our analysis of this situation is all jacked up. But I think it's disappointing that our society has come to this place where intelligence flies out the window, beginning from the White House.
Ooh, that's
But-
a little punch.
I mean, listen, man.
Punch in the belly.
It is disappointing if we cannot call it out for what it is.
It is what it is.
Or if we want to pretend that, hey, everything is fine. Well, it's like hopping in an Uber and the Uber driver is drunk as heck, right? And you're sitting in the back seat just hoping like, nah, he's not drunk. He'll be fine. I'll make it home. You might not make it home.
Put a Tesla on auto drive.
Yeah, you have to be like, hey, are you drunk? You should probably pull over or step out of the car. That's how I feel these days.
I think the world has come to the point where it's like, oh, it is what it is. But no, man, it does not have to be what it is.
It cannot be what it is.
There are people out there trying to make it better.
Yeah.
At 8 happens to be one of them. Last week we brought to you Marathon and what Marathon was doing. So the whole mining environment is actually becoming much more environmentally friendly. So what's still stopping you? That's the question.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments down below what are your thoughts on the narrative that has been pushed around Bitcoin mining, and of course where it is now, looking at all these efforts. And this is not even mentioning places like El Salvador, where they're also working on
volcano, thermal energy.
Thermal energy.
Yeah. And Ireland is doing the same thing now.
Exactly.
There's free energy everywhere. Just go use it for the right thing.
This is the new economy. It is moving forward. These things are happening, whether or not people want to accept it for what it is. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's absolutely incredible to be doing this. We had 1,400 plus subscribers now. 2,000
coming soon,
right around the corner. Of course, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends. We are also on X as STAKK, and of course Spotify as STAKK. Until next time, praise and out.